Team. This is the Battle Palace. Is the facility where you do not choose your moves. They are chosen for you by your Pokemon, depending on what your Pokemon's natures are. This makes it something of a exercise in attempt count more than anything else. So as a warning to anyone hoping for high-level commentary or battling, at least the first 70 or so games of this are going to be pretty brain-rot. Looking for the rare one-turn battle. In fact, if I get too far, I'll have to remind myself of certain Palace doubles mechanics and how targeting works. I'll have to open the Wikipedia page. Not the Wikipedia, the Bulbapedia page. The one-turner, unlucky. I'm not too pleased with how the team operates, but I can't think of a good substitute for this. Rare Snorlax appearance. Hey, RF programmer. No pyramid. Rare Thursday stream, yeah. We need to brain rot this. I'm not thinking until at least 50 wins. The way this team is built should handle a streak that short. Well, that could be a really bad miss, actually. Okay, it's over. Kadabra never beats Snorlax. That's the wrong target. That's the wrong move. That's the wrong move. But it doesn't matter. This could be dangerous because it is going to block the Earthquake. This is a facility where the Pokemon choose the moves based on their natures, yeah. They also choose their target based on their natures, but it's bugged. It's bugged in doubles. Which makes the enemies uniquely dumb, but 100 battles is still a lot. It's particularly poor targeting. So Sandslash was meant to target Latios there, but because it's... What was this? Sandslash 2, right? Because it's adamant, it targets the higher HP Pokemon. That is the basics of how Palace doubles works. Adamant Pokemon that should be targeting Latios instead get redirected into Metagross and vice versa. All of them modest. And I think Hardy as well, fire types, their fire moves get redirected from Metagross into Latios. Brain Rot alert for Battle Palace. Was it singles or doubles? The singles record is very suspicious. The doubles record in Battle Palace, like, I've just got no feeling. It doesn't mean I'm suspicious. It doesn't mean I'm not suspicious. I've just got no feeling. I think I'd have to play like 20 rounds of that team to really get a feeling for how lucky or not it was. There's a tiny chance that Snorlax chokes this because I am thick fat. Never mind. That's the wrong target. That could have been worse. So Metagross should be mostly spamming Earthquake because of Latios having Levitate. The AI really likes that. And then Latios' target is going to be based on what enemy has higher HP. Which is very cursed because basically, like, so most of the time Latios wants to run Psychic. The problem with this Latios running Psychic is if I run Psychic and the Dark type Pokemon comes onto the field and that has lower HP, Latios will permanently be stuck using Psychic onto that Pokemon. So it's basically really, really bad to have moves that have immunities. Metagross's Ghost move is not quite as bad because Latios does inherently target the lower HP Pokemon. So that should only be a whiff for like 1 or 2 turns at most, but yeah. This is certainly one of the gameplay loops, yes. There's a little bit of strategy in the way the team works. Counter. It's over. And then Snorlax is in the back as sort of like the ultimate insurance plan. Go on, Lantern 2. This is Gah. So Latios is stuck attacking Meganium. It cannot pick Aggron as a target because of the ways that the Palace works. Same thing with that scenario of that Shuckle. Latios went for Thunderbolt for Cypher, but it got redirected into Shuckle because of Palace doubles AI. Same thing is happening here. Latios is going to keep using Ice Beam on Scepter, but it gets redirected into Shuckle. Luckily, these Set 1 trainers are not that good. Is this Pokemon's Football Manager? It kind of is. So what's good about this is if Metagross gets out of Earthquake, it's going to choose Meteor Mash into Blissey. We're just waiting for that, I guess. Oh, fun of fun. I mean, Snorlax is going to win. It's just going to take a while. There we go. Well done, Metagross. That Starmie used Thunderbolt into Metagross, but it got redirected into Latios. Special moves in general get redirected into Latios, and physical moves in general get redirected into Metagross. Metagross is, of course, still weak to Earthquake, but Earthquake doesn't choose a target anyway. There's a little bit of logic to how this team works, but I'm not going to lie and pretend that I'm actually thinking about this too much. I'm not even going to lie and pretend I'm actually going for the world record here. I think we're just sort of going for 100. And then we can move on to singles the next time I feel bored. See, that Ice Beam was also meant to be for Golem, but it got redirected to Ludicolo. The classic. I'm pretty sure we're going to Ice Beam... Okay. We went for Substitute on turn 1, so we didn't Ice Beam Starmie. What's the gimmick of the Battle Palace? We don't choose a move, so if I play on normal speed for a second... Metagross has... these moves, but we don't get to choose a move. Latios has these moves, but we don't get to choose a move. The AI will pick for us. Most of the time, Metagross is going to use Earthquake because of the doubles tag AI with Latios having Levitate. I believe, there we go. Yeah, so the way it works, Metagross is brave, right? So Metagross has a very high chance of using an attack at full health. At lower health, rest goes up. Now it works, the way it works is that Metagross will then pick an attack based on a target, but then the Battle Palace doubles bug comes into effect, and that target gets ignored, and we then get redirected into the high HP target. It is brain rot because we are just spamming. We're just spamming moves, anyway. This is as close as we come to brain rot in the Frontier, I would say. This is the equivalent of shiny hunting. There's nothing wrong with shiny hunting, but it is fairly mindless. There is a little bit of strategy we can do later on in terms of swapping, but I'm not doing it this early. You can shiny hunt in the factory, that is true. I'm still waiting for a shiny to appear on a big one. It's a classic example of Exploud trying to overheat Metagross but being redirected into Latios. Why don't we have 60 games running in parallel? I don't know how I'd feel about that. I feel like you should be pressing the buttons. Something feels wrong. It's Magpie Thursday. How was Battle Factory CISO? I was too busy to watch today. But I was there in spirit. Did we get to 28? I reached Smart AI. That's something at least. In Wailord. Go away, Wailord Free. No one likes you. There we go. Hey, BVs. Yeah, so the enemies, the way the palace works, if their nature doesn't activate a move that they should have, they will just fail to use a move. Which happens a lot more to them than it does to me. So that Ice Beam was intended for Salamence, but Charizard has lower HP. So it gets redirected. And we're going to Ice Beam Steelix here again. Yeah. Because it has lower HP than Salamence does. And now Latios can finally hit Salamence. That Ice Beam was intended for Latios. This is dangerous. Kingdra 2 is not very likely to use Rest here. I guess it's slightly more likely for Kingdra 4 to do it right, because it's hardy. Crap. Okay, we're officially in trouble. It's switched. Why is that Amnesia? Snorlax is kind of like a stall out condition. Stalling is quite powerful in the Palace because of how often the opponent skips their turn. And so brief Palace lore, right? Whoops. So return is an attack. And so there are 3 types of things in the Palace. There's attacks, there's status moves that target yourself, and there's status moves that target the enemy. Amnesia and Rest are both status moves that target yourself, and these get moves intelligently. Curse is like an exploit, because Curse's behavior in the Palace is it acts as if it's Ghost Curse and it targets the enemy, but actually it still targets you. So Curse is like a really, really strong move, basically. It's there to guarantee that you don't fail your moves. Yeah, if you pay attention to the enemy, they will fail most of their moves. A blessing in the Palace is the fact that Adamant is a terrible nature for attacking. And a lot of the deadliest things in the Palace, like Rhydon, are Adamant nature, and therefore aren't as scary as they otherwise should be. Weirdly, it's some of the most deadly things in the Palace are actually the mixed attackers. There's Fissure. What does Amnesia add? Well, we have Amnesia, so we have a self-targeting status move. And we don't want to use Rest at high HP. Snorlax will intelligently use Amnesia over Rest. It's not random. So the way Snorlax works is we pick attack, self-target, or enemy target. And if we pick self-target and we're at full HP, we'll never use Rest. We'll always use Amnesia, because then actual AI kicks in. Actual Emerald AI. But you could run a Shadow Ball Snorlax. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a bad idea. It's funny, Glalie trying to hit Latios, but it can't. Ooh. Not a good crit. Could be losing here. Steelix is going to Earthquake again. What did Latias do again? It used... I mean, it's funny because I can talk about this, but it doesn't actually matter. I think it has to be Latias 2 or Latias 3, because Latias 1 is modest, and therefore would not have targeted Latios. So, my Latios is going to randomly Dragon Claw or Ice Beam, therefore, but it's going to get redirected into Snorlax. Snorlax, I don't know what's going to do. It's pretty random, Snorlax. Yeah. That was probably the best thing that could happen. And it's Rhydon last. Oh no. Okay. I think I'm going to lose. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Scary Face is a very good get out of jail free card. Everyone loves Rhydon 1. And the turn 1 crit from Steelix was really bad. Rhydon is back, but Rhydon has to target Metagross. We actually know what Rhydon's going to do. Rhydon is going to use Horn Drill almost certainly. Unfortunately. Okay. I mean, it's twice as likely to use Horn Drill as anything else, surely. I love being wrong. Yeah, so if you roll a move category that you don't have, you either skip your turn or you use a random move. It's a 50-50. And using a random move can be really, really bad. Obviously. This stream is all about streaks. True. So... there's no point thinking, is there? I'm never switching there. Okay, we're gonna win. It's guaranteed to Earthquake. Okay, we saw the kill there with Shadow Ball. Why is the frontier full of legendaries? I don't know. What is the luckiest? I think it must be Palace, right? Yeah, it must be Palace. In some ways, you could say maybe it's Arena. Arena really is you just sitting there waiting for something terrible to happen, but so many of the... I think Battle Palace singles is not as bad as Battle Palace doubles. Battle Palace doubles really is sort of just sitting here and using the moves. How good have choice items been in this facility? They're good as long as you... They're good on average, right? If you choice lock into a bad move and you're stuck in it the whole game, that's horrendous. But choice items are pretty good. They're pretty popular. The problem with doubles choice items is the way the redirection works and overrides your intended target. I think it makes choice items worse in doubles. Please. Yeah, so we're going to be stuck using Ice Beam on Metagross because Latios is trying to Ice Beam Salamence, but it's getting redirected because Metagross has lower HP. But we do finish off. Okay. Snorlax can lose this, it's just not very likely. Yeah. So what are you on now? 63. Bounce. Trying to think now, what is the worst enemy that could show up on early turns? It probably would be Regirock, actually. Just because of how it interacts in doubles. Wildcard for this seems low on the emphases. Yeah, it is. It's difficult to get a big win streak when your Pokemon are using kind of random moves. Having said that, this is still easier than Arena. Turns out, your Pokemon choosing their moves for you is still less random than being unable to switch. Palace only Metronome. The sad thing about Palace Metronome, right, is that Metronome is a self-target move, so I'm not sure what the best ability would be for that. Is that not ability, nature? Would it be Bashful? Is it Bashful that's high on both? Arena doubles doesn't exist, but Arena singles is a horrendous facility. Ooh, we exploded, okay. It's fine. I'm a lucky person, I've decided. Funnily enough, that's actually quite a good lead for me. That's annoying. Okay, we should always win from here. This is quite a good way of getting battle points, of course. It only works with speed up. Dangerous. Very dangerous. So that Blaziken is hardy, right? It's one of the rare overheat Pokemon that can actually target Metagross. Very annoying. I should have actually swapped there. This was misplayed, this battle. We'll see whether or not I get punished for it, though. Yeah, Blaziken is stuck attacking the Snorlax. Should always be Earthquake. Meteor Mash. Why did you Meteor Mash? You didn't see the kill on Raikou, really. Raikou 2. It's modest, which should be fine. Okay, this is over. This is dangerous. I guess it's Pokemon that can have counter, which are dangerous, right, basically. There's no way we switch in Snorlax here, though. Could have switched out of that, but I don't think it's necessary. Destiny Bond, that's annoying. You're gonna Earthquake now. I love thinking about it as if it's gonna make any difference. Okay, so it's a 1v1. What is this? Steelix 4, yeah. I should be much more likely to attack than the enemy is, though. I'm just scared of random AI explosion. And it's going to be quite likely to use that after I hit it with 2 ice beams. Okay, that's a good time to explode. So in this scenario, Latios is always going to target Medicham, and Metagross is always going to target Skarmory, which is really annoying. On the other hand, I don't think I can swap. Not out of Medicham. Okay, Earthquake was a good move. And Drill Peck. It has to be Skarm 2, right? There's no way Skarm 4 does that little. Yeah. Quite likely to use Rest on Metagross to slow on HP. Classic. So the PB is also from a single stream. Okay, so the chance of Skarm 2 beating Snorlax is tiny, but it can happen. Okay. I think Arena is set 1 or 2, right? Like, Gramble is very likely to Mega Kick Latios. It gets redirected into Metagross, though, so I think I just leave it out there. I'm a bit worried about Follow Me, but I can't do anything, so... Okay, T-Wave, that's fine. T-Wave being redirected into Metagross is better than Latios. I mean, this is not a very widely played category. That's dangerous. Shadow Ball should be fairly likely, but I think it's going to Earthquake. Yeah. It's going to Thunderbolt Espeon, isn't it? And it's already calm-minded. This could be very bad, yeah. Okay, that's a really bad time to fail 2 moves. Okay. What is it? Blaziken 2, right? Ideally, we curse. It's docile, Blaziken 2. Okay, back-to-back attacks. Back-to-back attacks, we lose. That was a bit unlucky. At the same time, it's going to happen at some point. We go again. I'm going to look up the natures. 1 second. So it's about 25% for Blaziken to double attack with Docile. Yeah, Docile's dangerous. Fair enough. I really blame it on Latios and Metagross failing. They both failed the move on the second turn of that match. It was really bad. It was really, really bad because they were meant to kill Blastoise. We can swap out of Blaziken because of the risk of Blaziken 3 and 4 being Pokemon that can actually target Metagross with a fire move. It's quite rare. Hello, always human. We're looking for the one-turn match with the Gen 3 switch in. $77 is a decent streak. I'm not unhappy about that. Damn, this could have been a contender for a one-turner. This isn't. It's actually guaranteed to get redirected into the wrong Pokemon. Earthquake, earthquake, earthquake. Ooh. Earthquake, earthquake. I believe in the one turn. I believe in the one turn. It's probably over unless I can find another Kindler. Which I don't think show up until round 4. I have to run Dragon Claw in the Palace. The problem with Psychic on Latios in the Palace is if there's a Dark type Pokemon and it has less HP, and Psychic is the correct move against the other Pokemon, Latios will use Psychic forever into the Dark type. It'll never adjust, which is a really, really horrible way of getting soft lock. So you can't really use moves that have immunities in doubles. The only exception is probably you could probably do it on a Pokemon that targets the higher HP, and you can probably do it on Earthquake. I mean, having said that, the world record does that, and I don't think the world record team is very good, which is part of why I'm motivated to try and beat it. But it's certainly better to be lucky than good. I believe. Pinsir should be deadly, but it's just so unlikely to attack when it's a jolly nature. Yeah, T-bolting Jolteon, because that's exactly the sort of thing that can happen. Because Vaporeon is a high health, yeah. It's Jova. Potentially dangerous. Potentially dangerous. Potentially dangerous. It's over. Magmar 1 is relaxed. Apparently that does mean it can target Metagross. That's good to know. It's difficult to think of many. There's not a lot of good Pokemon for Battle Palace doubles, to be honest. You could definitely make a You could make a case that Latias is better than Latios. Just because offense does not matter as much. And your matchup into enemy psychics is probably more important than it is into enemy fighting types. Yeah, so the Pokemon pick a category of move to use. For example, to use an offensive attack. And then after they pick that, the AI kicks in and it decides what the best attack is. And then after that, Battle Palace doubles kicks in and it changes the target. This could go badly wrong. Because we're not going to attack Snorlax. I mean Gyarados. Because of Meganium having lower HP. Gyarados didn't get lucky enough. I think Palace Doubles is certainly the least skillful facility in terms of playing being important. It's almost entirely down to your team. You can do a bit of swapping. Like, we can swap out of Blaziken to save Metagross. That's about it, though. We can swap out of modest ice types as well, I guess. How would Shedinja fare here? So Shedinja is obviously 1 HP, which means it's subject to being redirected by special moves, which is probably a bad thing, because Shedinja has more weaknesses on the special side. On the other hand, nah, probably wouldn't work too well. Probably wouldn't work too well, nah. Be a fun experiment, though. It would be very high variance. And the high variance is often a bad idea in the Frontier. Because you only have to lose once for the streak to be over. Still, this is the one place where Metagross is quite good, so Metagross gets a very, very small chance to shine for once. Yeah, so Metagross is a brave nature, but I've still EV'd up to 91. Because I think the base 70 speed tier is too important. I'm fairly sure you want a mix of, like, because Metagross targets the Pokemon with higher HP and Latios targets Pokemon with lower HP. I think you want that in doubles. If you both target the same one, it leaves you more open to being cheesed by something like Protect or Endure. But maybe you could go all special attackers. It just would be a bit awkward. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Latios! Latios! Okay. It's Latios' job to finish off weakened enemies. Because Metagross is never going to do it. Earthquake. Oh, and the overlay is going to be lying. I just realised. I haven't been looking at it. Yeah, the overlay is going to make things up. It's going to get confused by the presence of certain Pokemon. At least until 49 wins. It's trying to find Sneasel set 4, but there is no Sneasel set 4. There are only 2 Sneasel sets. Unfortunately, the only person I can blame for the hastily written code is myself. We still haven't had to face the Snorlax versus Ghost type waiting for struggle, at least. Ooh, dangerous. Metagross. Yeah, Ursaring is super annoying. Latios having no sets as well because it's before Battle 49, but I think it'll be fine now. It should fix itself. Ooh. Okay. The fact that the bulkier water is what lives is very, very bad. I think my matchup into waters is probably worse than anything else. Yeah, you cannot intimidate. Unfortunately, Salamence in doubles is just so bad. Salamence is really quite unusable in my opinion. I'd use Tauros maybe. Problem is, without Choice Band, I don't think I like Tauros either. Yeah, rare moment for Metagross to be good. I could put Tauros in the back over Snorlax. It wouldn't change a lot, to be honest. I think I'd run... yeah, because I don't want to run Hasty, because it has the same targeting priority as Latios. But Tauros in the back with Hasty would be fine. Yeah, thanks, Parasitize. Yeah, without a Choice Band, Tauros is, like, pretty mid. You're just trading damage, really. What else could you run? Like, Tyranitar at level 100? Tyranitar's actually quite good in the Palace because of the targeting bug in doubles. We might be getting focus punched here. Okay, it's failed. I'm not switching out of that, though. I'd rather Snorlax faint than Metagross against those enemies. Adamant targets the higher HP enemy, yep. I don't know all of them. Arguably, maybe I should even drop Thunderbolt from Latios. Problem is, if I drop Thunderbolt from Latios, like, what do I do against enemy waters? Yeah, the streaks are very short. It makes it easy to remain emotionally detached from them. I don't really care if I lose. I think if I reach like 110, I'll probably pay a bit more attention. I started off the stream by saying if I reach 70, I pay more attention, and then I didn't do that. Yeah, I feel like Regirock is a big problem because of this. Because so many of them run special defense investment, obviously. I mean, Battle Palace doubles would be a cool thing for, like, if someone like just played, because there are some people who like just play one or two like facilities. Being an expert in Battle Palace doubles would be pretty cool. Unfortunately, I'm just not. If it was Gen 4, it'd be better. But I think in Gen 3, there's such a short list of options that don't suck. You could run Marowak. It wouldn't be horrible. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, Metagross resisting explosion quite well is another big reason for running it. I wish there was a decent ghost type in Gen 3. I just do not trust. I mean, Gengar in Palace just sounds like a disaster. And I don't like Dusclops. I don't think Dusclops works. The problem is every physical lead that can be intimidated is also a problem, right? Even with a choice item. It's another thing that Metagross actually does alright. Okay, and Latios is going to faint, but that's fine. Or not. Battle Palace would be better in Gen 4. Because there's a bit more competition. The problem with Gengar and Palace doubles is that you get all of the modest psychics get redirected into you. Unless your teammate has even lower HP, which is possible. I wish Blissey was the other way around as well, because Blissey is high HP. Unfortunately, high HP is the target of Adamant, so Blissey doesn't work like you would want it to. There's no Battle Palace in Gen 4, no. This team looks pretty good when they don't have terrible matchups. God, Attract being redirected into Heracross, into Metagross is very funny. So to explain it again, we'll see if he sent out something. So Swimmer Eric is set 4. So, okay, so Machamp wants to use Cross Chop into Latios, for example. But because Machamp is hardy, I think it gets redirected into Metagross instead. So the way that doubles works is that it runs regular doubles AI. No, sorry. It runs the Battle Palace ability. It runs Battle Palace nature to check what kind of move it uses. It then runs regular AI to pick a move. And then, at the end, Battle Palace doubles comes in and says, if you have a certain nature, you get redirected into either the higher HP target or the lower HP target. Yeah. So Metagross is going to Earthquake here. It's going to Earthquake or Rest. And Latios is going to Dragon Claw. But Latios is going to Dragon Claw the lower HP enemy. So Latios is actually going to Dragon Claw Metagross here. Latios is going to Dragon Claw Machamp. That's my prediction. Okay, and we substitute instead. That's fine. Latios targets the lower HP Pokemon, basically. The lower HP enemy. There's Frontier Brains, but they only appear in singles in Gen 3 and 4. Ooh, we could lose this. It's possible. Leech Seed is unfortunate for Snorlax. We'll see if we get an attack in or not. Okay. Okay. No Leech Seed. I mean, it wasn't very likely, but still a bit lucky. I wonder if I meant to switch out of Regice. Because Regice is going to target me again. Right. Well, it can't be Regice 5. Because Regice 5 is Brave. It actually has to be Regice 4, doesn't it? So we know Regice is going to go after Latios. The problem is, Metagross is going to Earthquake, but I think that's fine. Earthquaking Snorlax is fine. So this is a rare situation where we do actually switch. And it doesn't matter because we don't fail the Earthquake. Yeah, Metagross, the idea of Metagross is we switch into Modest Ice Beam and we switch into the Hardy and Docile Overheats aimed at Metagross. But honestly, I don't have a very good feel for that, and we'll figure that out. And if the streak goes into a longer, if the streak goes on for longer, I'll figure that out. But right now, I can't be bothered. It's been a few months since I built this team. I don't really remember stuff. I say built. Let's be honest. I just put Latios and Metagross on the team, and then I was like, oh yeah, Snorlax is okay, isn't it? Snorlax is surely favoured to win from here. We can get crit, but I believe. Yeah, Snorlax having inevitability is important. Tauros would have lost this fight, for example. There are other fights that Tauros would have won and Snorlax would lose, but both of the top records, I don't think their teams are very good. I do feel like my team is better than them, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to get the world record. Wow, this is fun, isn't it? How many's he got less? It was just about to use Struggle. Okay, so we're at 70. It's worth thinking a little bit now. I think if a Fire or Ice type comes out, I might think about it. Layton. Yeah, we're staying in for that. Don't use counter. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, Ghost is a good type. When the enemy throws a lot by using the wrong move into the wrong slot, Ghost is a good type. I just don't think Dusclops is very good. Oh. Do I actually switch here? I'm confused and leech seeded. So Shifty is trying to leech seed Latios, which is why it keeps hitting that slot. But this is fine. Flyer's going to hit Snorlax. Okay. Okay. I'm going to turn off the sound so I can actually slow it down. Annoying. Is Weezing going to explode? Because it does kill Snorlax before Curse. I'm very, very, very glad we got substituting Curse there. Okay. So, Typhlosion 2 and 4 target Metagross. Do I switch out of Typhlosion every time in case it's Typhlosion 4? That seems bad. I don't want to switch out of Slowking anyway. Arcanine should be going for Latios most of the time here. Okay, never mind. Huh. Well, I'm going to Earthquake almost certainly. It could be Walrein 4, but Latios is a lot more likely to hit Lantern. Unfortunately, this might be a scenario where Latios tries to use Thunderbolt into Walrein and it gets redirected into a Volt Absorb Lantern. There's just nothing I can do about it, though. I don't want Snorlax to be hit by Earthquake. Surf is actually probably better than anything else because of that. Okay. So Charizard. Where are we? Battle Pass. So Charizard 1 is Modest, which is always less HP, yep. So Charizard 1 targets Latios. Charizard 2 doesn't have a fire move, obviously. Charizard 3 is Modest, and Charizard 4 is Hardy, which is the higher one. Yeah, so Charizard 4 can overheat Metagross. So this is an actual decision point. Do we swap out Metagross in case it's Charizard 4? Latios is actually guaranteed to use Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is the strongest move into every variant of this. And Latios is going to target Charizard, actually. But we're not going to kill. I think switching makes sense. Okay, it's Charizard 2. I'm very glad I paralyzed that. Should be double targeting for Alligator here. Yeah. I mean, they're likely to go for Metagross, but it's really weird, right? Because they can't Earthquake. So T-Wave is quite likely from both of them. So is Explosion. I'm not switching. Okay, Swagger. Can we work out what Regirock it is based on Rock Slide? Obviously they all have it, but can I deduce anything? It's actually fairly unlikely to be an Adamant one. How much damage did Metagross take? 10? Okay, so it's not got much. It can't be Adamant. There's no way. It's not Regirock free. I think it's Did we see leftovers? Crap. Paying attention to everything except what's most important. I think we stay in, though. Oh, yeah. It's PB. I can't remember either. I need to be paying more attention. It's Youngster Jackson who wants shell armor. So Youngster Jackson is set 4. So this is Dugong 4, which is docile. Docile is random. It's not lowest. Okay. And then Hariyama 4 is adamant. So Hariyama 4 is going to cross-chop... No. Hariyama 4 is going to fake out Metagross, almost certainly. And Dugong 4 is going to act randomly, which is very annoying. I guess there's a chance that Hariyama uses cross-chop instead. It has happened before. The triple Reggie team has happened before. Yeah. Okay, that's a good attack. Perfect. It went for Earthquake. Why did you do that? Why did you Earthquake me? That makes no sense to me. Because of Latios. Because of the Gen 3 Levitate bug on Latios. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Da-da-da. Rapidash. Okay, so Rapidash. Docile is random. That's Rapidash 4 and 2. What is Quiet? Quiet is the same as Modest. It's less HP. Ooh, so Rapidash is fairly unlikely to go for Metagross. Only Rapidash 4 could kill Metagross here. And it's a 50-50 on what it targets, and it has to be Rapidash 4, obviously. Having said that, I could switch. Because Crobat isn't too threatening. Latios is quite likely to Thunderbolt or Ice Beam Rapidash, unfortunately, because we get redirected into the lower HP target. Oh, but Rapidash 3 could get... Well, actually, no, everyone's Rapidash 3 sometimes here. What is Quiet? Right, okay. I'm swapping. I'm not going to risk the overheat. I think it's silly. And I'm going to hope that Latios either Dragon Claws Rapidash, or that if it chooses to target the Crobat, that we pick the Thunderbolt and not the Ice Beam. Or substitute. Okay. It's more likely to be Rapidash 3, right? Did 42 damage to Latios. Probably is Rapidash 3. And then it has to be... No, it doesn't have to be either of them. Is Screech... No, Screech has no bonus. We're playing slower because it's actually more fun to think about it. Okay. I think even if this is Metagross 3 or 5 or 8, we still go target it as a low HP Pokemon. So we could Ice Beam Metagross here, which would be bad. I kind of want to switch, but I also think I need my Metagross to be healthy. So yeah, let's stay in. The fact that Crobat is throwing with Shadow Ball is great. Okay, it's an Earthquaker. Yeah. So unless Latios chokes here, we are fine. We are fine. So yeah, Crobat there was trying to use Shadow Ball on Latios, but it was getting redirected into Snorlax as the higher HP opponent. Carry can be any set. I don't think there's any point thinking about this because there's so many of them. It's purely vibes based. Elements 7 and 8 are modest and therefore are going to target Latios no matter what. So that's either going to be Flamethrower or Dragon Claw, depending on what they 50-50 into. Okay. Incapable of using his power doesn't mean very much to me. What I could do, I could switch here. Because Metagross is going to Shadow Ball Star me. Like, Latios is just you wasting his attack, right? Do I want to bring Snorlax in? I think I do. I think I do. Yeah. Okay, Recover is also fine. It was a track. Okay, it was the infamous Mence 8. This is over. This might not be over. But at least Salamence is the lower HP Pokemon right now. So Latios is going to target Salamence when it comes back in. Okay, it's not after Belly Drum. That is admittedly horrendous. Salamence is guaranteed to target Metagross here. I could swap. Actually, it's not guaranteed because it could always just fail its turn because it's modest. It's actually fairly unlikely to hit Metagross, therefore. So I definitely stay in. Metagross is going to go for the Snorlax, right? No. Oh, it's going to be Earthquake almost certainly. Oh, we lived. The amnesia, but no. Yeah, okay. Please return it. Please return it. Snorlax. The opponent's Snorlax is choking by Shadow Balling. And it's going to do it again, actually, because of Latios. It's going to Shadow Ball into Latios. It's going to get redirected into my Snorlax. Okay, so the enemy Snorlax is nothing. Unfortunately, Latios is going to attack the enemy Snorlax, which gives Salamence a turn. But after Amnesia, I shouldn't lose to Salamence 8 with my Snorlax, so I should win here. Okay, whatever. I love the doubles redirection. That's fine, as long as you don't fail, Snorlax. That's so fucking scary. Unfortunately, the enemy Snorlax is no longer going to choke. Oh yeah, we're dead. There's a tiny chance now. Oh, Belly Jump Snorlax, that's horrendous. Belly Jump Snorlax attacking that match is also quite unlucky. We are cursed to die in the 70s, it seems. I thought I was fine until Belly Drum happened. I was like, oh no. The best part of that was the best part of that was when I said it's over. Come on, the one turn. We believe in the one turn. The one turn battle. Potential. No. Latios targeted the wrong one. Metatype must be lower. No potential. I guess we could crit the Earthquake, right? Disappointing. The one turn. It's on, actually. It is on. Again, we need to crit. it's over. This had potential as well. It must be Mudkip. There's no way. Yeah. Where's my one-turn win? I'm not getting it. I'm not getting my one turn. Yeah, Salamence definitely drops off more after 49 because the legendary trainers just have such a good matchup in the Salamence. Yeah. So with PB at the start of the stream was 74, we got 77, then we got to 79. So maybe next time we get to like 81. Remarkably consistent results. Come on, the one turn. It's over. Creeping. Yeah. We're not getting the one turn win. It's over. This is match 13. Yeah, it's over. It's not going to happen. Yeah, the 50% thing. That's why I think Brave is good from Metagross. I think Resto, Chesto, or Metagross is very useful. And I don't trust it to explode at the right time. Yeah. The best Pokemon in singles is definitely Blissey, but Latios is certainly faster. Yeah, the best Pokemon in singles might also be Snorlax. It's debatable. It's one of those two, definitely. In doubles, I would say the best Pokemon is definitely Latios, though. Honestly, once you assign the Lumberry, and once you decide whether or not you're using Choice Band, you're kind of out of good items. Because there are only certain Pokemon that actually want to run leftovers. Ooh, no, 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 no. That could have gone way worse. I believe. I can see the incoming starter enemy trainer with Charizard that gets hit by a crit Thunderbolt. And it's a one-turn win. Never mind, it's over. Yeah, the AI knows about the items like Charcoal, but type boosting items in Gen 3 are horrible because they're only 10%. Like Charcoal and Magnet. At least in Gen 4 and later they're 20%, but in Gen 3 it's... There really aren't a lot of good held items in Gen 3. It's often you end up giving something like a Cherry Berry because of how common Thunder Wave is. Bright Powder could work. Honestly, Quick Claw could also work, but Quick Claw can screw you over if it means that one of the enemies dies before you hit it. A Spear Barrier as well. It is typically something like that. You could also just randomly run like Salakberry. Just like pray. I'm gonna get hit by a big super effective move and I'm gonna be in Salak range. And it's all gonna work. Citrus in Gen 3. It only restores 30 HP in Gen 3, but that's decent. Obviously, only level 50. Level 100 it's not enough, but yeah, you could run Citrus. That's not bad. You definitely run Leftovers before Citrus. Don't choke this. Okay, good. Wherever you are. I don't know, I mean, Palace team building just... it's quite funny. One interesting thing happened in the entirety of Palace team building, I think, which was the invention of Struggle Snorlax, which is a funny Pokemon. It is very much emulator only, though. Oh, this is potentially... Okay. That could have been way worse. Luckily, this was Crobat 2. Surely Crobat 2 wouldn't... Yeah. Oh, no. I needed the crit, Latios. I needed the crit. And Snorlax is too bulky. Just playing Snorlax with Struggle on cart would be hilarious. Like an hour to play a single round. It'd actually be longer than that. Yeah, it would be longer than that, yeah. Interesting. Breeding was still low on HP. Are any of the Trainamons designed Palace? No. The Palace boss Spencer has a custom-made team that is really good in Palace. Spencer is a very deadly enemy. But most of the enemies in the Frontier are terrible in Palace. If you left an emulator with this team mashing... Does mashing A include automatically switching after something faints? So it would get the record at some point. Like, I think this team, based on this stream and the previous stream, I think it's quite obvious that this team averages around 60 to 90 wins, typically. Which means, you know, to double that is not that unlikely, so I probably would get world record. I feel like that would be cheating to do it, though. All the other teams I've tested, including the world record and stuff, have worse average streaks than this, though. It's like, if you average, like, 50... 150 isn't that unlikely, really. You're basically saying... Because if there's a 50% chance of hitting 50, you can generalize and say 25% chance of hitting 100, and then, you know, 12.5 chance of hitting 150. You probably get bored before then, but, you know, 8 attempts, you probably do it, even with a 50 average win team. Incredibly cursed probability. Bam, 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 bam. The problem I have when I play this is I really struggle to remain focused in any way after about 30 minutes. Like I'm not sure I'm really here anymore. Bum, bum. Dome Ninja Strat. That worked really well for me in practice. I've had some people all say it works well, but you got to be very careful. What's your favorite Pokemon game? It probably is Heart Gold. And it's difficult to, if you don't like Johto and Kanto, I think it's fine, but it's difficult to argue that Heart Gold is not the most complete high effort game put out by Game Freak. Come on, girl. Oh, you tried to use Ninjask in Palace. I don't think that would work, though. I do play Fire Emblem. I would not say I'm a particularly talented Fire Emblem player, though. What I normally do with Fire Emblem, at least with the newer games, is I do a blind playthrough on hard, and then I play again on Maddening or Lunatic or whatever it's called. And I don't do an Iron Man or anything, and I feel like that's a good challenge for me, because I will sometimes have to retry maps and stuff. So it's like a sweet spot of difficulty where the game is challenging me, but I don't feel like it's unfair. What's the most complete newer Pokemon game? Does Black and White 2 qualify? Probably not. I don't know, I really hated Gen 7. Pokemon Snap 2? Pokemon Legends Arceus, yeah. Yeah, Legends Arceus is a get out of jail free card there. Before Nintendo banned me. I'm quite a big fan of a lot of the Fire Emblem clones as well. There's quite a lot of offshoots that are pretty good. Honestly, Pokopia might be the best modern Pokemon game. I wouldn't know because I haven't played it. But I trust people who have. I believe them when they say they enjoy it. How does this go so fast? This is just the palace. There's not a lot of thinking to do. It's maximum speedrun brain rot. Unicorn Overlord. I haven't tried that one. Could be in trouble. Could be in trouble. Okay, we're probably out of trouble now. I don't know. I am pleased that I never played Minecraft or World of Warcraft. I saw my friends play those games. I was like, yep, that seems like something I'd get addicted to. I will avoid it. Unicorn Overlord. Wait, I need to put this on my browser so I don't forget. I finished reading Mother of Learning yesterday as well. That was good. I enjoyed that. I understand that Mother of Learning is a little bit controversial in terms of like the criticism being applied to poor characterization, I kind of understand that, but I feel like the author did a really good job of doing a time loop story. So I was impressed. I thought it was effective. At the same time, I enjoyed the ending and I was glad it was over. I feel like another book would have been too much. Well, it wasn't really a book anyway. It was released on the internet. Have I read Flatland? No. I need to read more Terry Pratchett. I foolishly did not read enough Terry Pratchett in my youth, and now it's over. I'm considerably less funny than I should have been if I'd been reading more Terry Pratchett. God. Please, Snorlax, save me from this. Save me from this, Snorlax. This could go on for a very long time. Thank you. Okay. Oof. It was almost a risk that took more than a few minutes. I've got absolutely no idea what I'm on. 62. Oh, that was good progress. Are we doomed to always lose in the 70s? I would rather lose than play a long game. That was an exceptionally good turn 1. Holy. This match should have been much closer than this. Okay. Not going to complain though. Parasol Lady, so it's Electrode 2. And Electrode 2 is gone. And it's Ludicolo 2. They're both Shell Bell. Oh, don't explode. Don't explode, though. Easy. This facility was built for the speed up feature, true. Shuckle next to Armaldo 3 would have been really scary. I hadn't thought about that before. Luckily it was Armaldo 4 from that damage roll. Favorite Fire Emblem? This is not going to be popular. I did really enjoy Conquest. I thought the gameplay in Conquest was excellent. Obviously, almost everything else about Conquest is horrible, but the gameplay was amazing. I think in terms of like the overall experience, maybe Path of Radiance, but I think I'm like nostalgic by Path of Radiance being fun. I also really enjoyed Shadows of Valentia, the remake. I thought that was really good. I also really enjoyed Three Houses, but I do agree that Three Houses, it does suffer from the oh, I'm gonna lose, I think. Three Houses does suffer from the monastery of being such a massive drag. I would happily play Three Houses. Like the fact you have to go to the monastery and you have to feel like you have to optimize it is really horrible. Surely you won't Megahorn me. You're telling me there's a chance. Let's substitute and Megahorn miss. Or counter. Actually, it's really likely to count. No. I used a physical move. Did Snorlax use a physical move on the last time it was alive? I mean, it doesn't matter. Holy! We're gonna do it. Now that is lucky. That's a crazy scam. That is a crazy scam. That's outrageous, actually. Don't care. I care. I care. Kill the Gyarados. 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 Crud. Crud. Don't rest. Don't. No, attack. There we go. Opinions on Fire Emblem Engage. So, I haven't completed it. I bought Fire Emblem Engage. I started playing on the highest difficulty, I think. I played like 2 maps. And it's not that I didn't enjoy it, I just never continued. So I need to finish playing it. I've got basically no opinion. I've literally played the tutorial. I think that's it. I think Engage is quite gameplay focused, which is a good thing. I think the new Fire Emblem game looks good. I'm always encouraged when it takes longer to release something. Makes me believe in it more. Surely I would never choke against Houndoom. Surely I would never choke against Houndoom. Surely I would never choke against Houndoom. Easy. Okay, Kingler. What is quirky? Quirky is greater HP. Crap. So that's Houndoom 3. Houndoom 3 targets Metagross. On the same time, I don't want to be hit by Cross Chop if I switch out. I am swapping though. I'm swapping. There is risk to staying in as well, though, isn't there? Because the modest Houndoom, which is Houndoom 2 and 4, they use the Fire move into Latios and then they see a kill with the Crunch next turn. And I don't want to switch Metagross into a Crunch. Is it actually safe to stay in then? It is a Kindler. It is a Kindler. Snorlax is good. Snorlax is good against Kindlers. I'm gonna stay in. Okay, perfect. That's amazing. I don't think incapable of using his power tells me what it is definitively. Probably do stay in. Okay. Always nice when the enemy chokes. The thing about the palace is, it is true that the palace is frustrating. However, the enemy gets screwed over exponentially more than you do, which makes me enjoy it. Fake tension, exactly. We're close to world record. Not world record. PB. Not world record. I was cross drop right. What is Hardy? Hardy nature. I can't see it. Where is it? Oh, it's a start. It's greater. Okay, so it. It can't be 4. It can't be 4, right? Unless it got a really low Meteor Mash roll on. It can be. It has to be very low, though. It has to be very low on its damage roll. I believe. Oh, don't you do that. Don't you do that. No, no. Don't do that. Hardy is higher. Playing too long. I think turn 1 is pretty much, is one of the enemies fire or ice? And if not, we mash. At least until 100. 135. Okay. Ooh. So we went over this before. Hardy is the Metagross killer. So 4 out of 8 sets here are Metagross killers. Although I do survive Typhlosion too. I mean, I think this is probably a switch. It's not a Kindler. Yeah. Oh, we crit. Okay. I was not expecting that. Brick Break. That's terrible. That is horrendous. It is also docile. Right? Yeah. Crap. Docile is the random one. Ugh. It's tempting to switch back, but I think I stay in. Because Meganium shouldn't be big problems. Metagross. Okay, nice random target. I am cursed, so I do survive that Brick Break. It's Jova. I believe. The infamous yawn on the rest turn with Chesto Berry. Snorlax would never choke this, and Metagross is definitely going to kill Umbreon just like that. Yes, easy. Honestly, is Docile good? Oh, there's no way. There's no way it's being random is good though, right? I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. If I run Docile, I really do give in to the button mash. Okay, so Jinx. Biggest one would be Jinx 4, right? I really, really hate how Metagross is going to Meteor Mash Starmie instead of Jinx. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not staying in for Ice Beam on from Modest. It's recover and substitute. It's frickin' Jinx free. Ooh, we got the boost. Kill Starmie so that Jinx uses Perishable and I automatically win. Oh, I totally mixed up the wrong Jinx sets. Yeah, we're fully brainwatted. Wait, what happened? I don't want to know whether or not that was Swampert 3 or 4. I have to stay in. The EQ is too important. Leftovers. Think about it all I want, I'm always going to stay in. There's no point. Like, the counter is not enough of a deterrent to not Earthquake the Regirock. Gen 3 grass types. Again, it's Hardy that... No, it's Dosar. Dosar is the random one. God, I hate Rapidash. I believe. I should have always believed. It's gonna Earthquake, surely. Aero 3 and 4 both Hardy, right? Yeah. There was one good grass type in Gen 3, which is Sceptile, I would say. Actually, no. That's not fair on Ludicolo. No. I believe. I've decided that this is the run. We're going to 140 now. And we're going to start off by critting the Earthquake onto Aggron. You ruined it, Latios. You ruined it. Now it doesn't need to crit. Venusaur not good in Gen 3. No. Not in the Frontier. Venusaur is a totally fine mon, but that makes it unusable. Oh, Breloom is also a cool Pokemon. A Crimson. Mega Venusaur would be good. That is true. What is the nature of Octillery 2? Octillery 2 is going to Thunderwave Metagross then. Okay. Spencer is the Frontier head, but he does not appear in doubles. Honestly, let's go. Snorlax destroys these. Yeah, Snorlax doesn't care. More docile nonsense. It's only Tentacle 2 that has more HP ever. I think I just switch and I go for the Dragon Claw 2-shot. Unfortunately, I could choke in Thunderbolt, couldn't I? That would suck. That would suck. V-Speed, that's fine. That's annoying. So it targeted the higher HP Pokemon, which means it's Docile or Adamant for sure. It's not Arcanine free. Double Substitute sucks. Amnesia. Close enough. Okay. That's fine. Okay, that's GG. Everyone loves flinching. Flinching is a great mechanic. It's up there with freeze and paralysis. I'm not playing around explosion. Feel free to explode now, Shiftry. I believe in you. I believe in you, Shiftry. You can explode. 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 You can... Okay, you're not going to explode anymore, but it's fine. Confusion and attract is also great, yeah. God, it's so annoying. Ice types are annoying. They have... Yeah, Boom is win because I had a Pokemon back. I don't know what to do. I'm staying in. You know what I'm staying in? I'm a Latios. I'm not some crummy, bad Pokemon. Goodbye, Metagross. Don't actually Ice Beam, though. Easy. At least it's not going to sheer cold. Okay. They're both set 4, obviously. It's guaranteed to be Earthquake. And it's guaranteed to be... It's quite likely to be Dragon Claw into Golem. I'm not going to play around the Explosion. Or the Quick Claw. Yeah, Xatu had lower HP. Oh, we missed. This is bad because Armaldo is like partially targeted. I mean, partially protected by Shuckle being low HP. Okay, but it's not Armaldo free at least. Holy, 90. We're gonna get to 100? Don't care. What did Executor do? Was it incapable of using his power? I shouldn't have fast forward through that actually. Does this matter in any way? It's unfortunate because Latios is very likely to Thunderbolt Executor. And I'm also going to be Earthquaking, aren't I? Just believe. Switching is not the answer. Sludge Bomb? Okay. It's Hardy. It's Hardy. That's amazing. Executor is quite like to explode on the final Pokemon. Unless I choke like that. Perfect. Perfect. What a great turn. Just fail both my moves. Kill it. And you're below half. You're below half. You're going to explode, I believe. Explode, Executor. You know you want to. God damn it, Latios. It is Ninetales 4 because this is a poker fan. So I always swap here. Unfortunately, Jinx... Oh, no. Jinx's 4 is modest. So they both want to switch out. They're both dead. I guess Latios is more likely to survive Ice Beam than Metagross is to survive Overheat, though. Particularly at 21 IV. Latios is going to hit Ninetales as well. It should always be Dragon Claw or Substitute. Substitute would actually really suck. Good. That was forced. Lovely kiss, amazing. You didn't see the kill. So Ninetales is dead if Latios doesn't substitute. Amazing. Okay. I could potentially save Latios, but it's probably not worth it. Surely I wouldn't choke. Easy. Doesn't change anything. Crit a Sceptile, crit it. Don't counter. Okay. It's not bad. It's a pretty good turn, to be honest. Amazing. But I failed the Earthquake. Okay, I win. I'm so scared of Belly Drum. Okay, perfect. Should be fine. I take it back. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Kill it. Technique is always set for. So Heracross is going to Mega Horn. Sorry, Heracross is going to Mega Horn Metagross, and Slowking is going to Flamethrower Latios. Sounds pretty good. I lied. Oh no, it's a 50-50 on Earthquake. On Flamethrower or Ice Beam, isn't it? It's 50-50 on a target. Can't believe someone just lied like that. It's over. Seeking would never back-to-back Horn Drill. It's an interesting duo. I think I am staying in. I think the Earthquake damage on Registeel is really important. So every single Zapdos is docile. So Zapdos is like full random, which is perfect. Hopefully it's going to Thunder Wave the Latios substitute and I Earthquake. Almost. Just don't break it. Easy. And crit Registeel. Almost. That's pretty good overall. Okay. Okay, double rest does actually suck a little bit, and so does Swagger. That's scary. I'm in huge trouble if this is a HP invested Latios. Okay, it's not. Yeah, we should be fine. Should be fine. Snorlax would never choke. Snorlax would never lose to Zapdos in a 1v1. That would never happen. Amazing. Set 4. Walrein 4. You are quiet, right? Quiet is higher. No, quiet is the same as Mollis, it's lower. Okay. But I don't want to switch Snorlax into a Sheer Cold, so I am staying in. And we're going to Thunderbolt the Walrein. Okay, but Substitute's better. Don't double Substitute like that. Okay. But Metagross clutches. That's acceptable. $100. This is definitely the last streak of today. I probably do always swap, right? Entei 2, 1 and 4 are modest. Entei 3 is docile, that's a nightmare. I'm definitely swapping. It should almost always be Meteor Mash. Should almost always be Meteor Mash into Articuno. Wow. Does that mean it has to be... There's no way Entei doesn't have... Does that mean it has to be... Oh, I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. Just Meteor Mash it. Regirock 4 would never. Regirock 4 would never. Regirock 4 would never. I'm gonna crit it, it's fine. Watch me. I'm gonna crit it. Do you know how many crits you have to dodge, Regirock? It's over. I'm going to win. I'm going to win, Regirock. It's over. I am the winner. It's already over. Snorlax would never choke. Snorlax would never fail to use so many moves. Metagross would never fall asleep in this very important match just before 100. It's over. It's over, Regirock. You can concede now, Regirock. God damn it. See? I knew it. That's scary. I think I have to stay in for Machamp, though. I can't swap Snorlax in here. That's a huge turn. It's easy. This game's easy. If you mash fast enough, you get good luck as well. $100. Finally. So every Kingdra has at least 170 HP investment on EVs. So the only Salamence sets which are higher HP are 4, 5, and 6. Which is very good news. It means that Latios should most of the time be attacking Salamence here. Fuck. Okay, but that's good. That's bad. That's good. And now I crit. Latios, don't fuck this up. I should have switched there. That was a mistake. What is it? Okay. That's an easy stay in. I would never get unlucky. I would never get unlucky. I would never get unlucky. Huge. And now I crit the Ludicolo. And now I crit the Ludicolo. I don't want to switch Snorlax into an Earthquake. I'd never choke. I'm pretty sure Claydol is the higher HP Pokemon, which makes this pretty horrible. I might have to switch, actually. Oh, that's so close. Why rule of that? I can't really be bothered. I'm also not sure if I'm going to Shadow Ball or Earthquake. Sunny day, okay. I do go for the Earthquake. Hopefully Slowbro dies then. Easy. I'd never choke from here. It's over. Snorlax would never choke. Snorlax is definitely going to use Return soon. Amazing. Signal Beam Confuse. I'm not staying in for that. Signal Beam and Gen 3. That is very rare. Even with the attack investment from Dugong, that is rare. Are we actually gonna do it? This game mode feels more like begging your Pokemon to do what you want. That is kind of what it is, yes. What is Glalie 3 and 4? They're hardy, okay. So they're going to target Metagross. That's not a bad thing. Okay. So we wasted our Dragon Claw, but that's fine because nothing horrendous happened. And Metagross comes out, that's fine. We're good friends with Metagross. Metagross would never ruin our day. Yes, pretty much. The pet training facility. I really hate Gyarados in terms of what it does for the uncertainty. And it is a DD set, so we're going to be hitting Umbreon with Latios. Oh. Just don't paralyze it. Gyarados getting 3 Dragon Dances is so bad. It happens quite a lot as well. Okay. It's fine. It would never be Oko Lapras. That wouldn't happen. And there's a good chance that I Thunderbolt Gyarados if it fails to use a move here. Crap. Oh, that flinch. Oh, that flinch. Oh, no. If I'd got a move off, it would have been Thunderbolt into Gyarados. Okay. We did a lot to Lapras. That has to be Lapras 2, I think. I'm a bit scared of the Gyarados, but apart from that, we're fine. Yes, keep boosting. Ooh, the Earthquake is kind of bad for me, actually. I do attack. That's big. Snorlax is not that likely to use an attack. That's good because I survived. Amazing. Snorlax the beast. Gets Ludicolo 4 and Mischievous 4, which is a bit of a strange duo. How likely is it to Destiny Bond? Not very likely. 28%. That's acceptable. Losing Metagross would suck. It's fine. So Ludicolo is going to be stuck using Leech Seed on Latios from now on. Fortress 4 can explode. I think I stay in to pressure Fortress. Yes. Explode, Fortress, go on. Explode. It's over. I think I'd rather stay in again. Even though I'm taking the Leech Seed damage. I think it's fine. On average, we're doing damage, right? I wouldn't be sleeping on the job like this. Wouldn't fall asleep. Yep. Huh. Dream Eater. There goes my Chesto Berry. So it's actually probably more likely to be Venusaur 3, right? Adamant's using Sleep Powder quite a lot more likely. And I think Sunny Day is a self-status move. I think it has to be Venusaur. Yeah. Only Venusaur 3 is lower HP than Gengar 1. The chance of Gengar 1 actually doing something constructive here is tiny in Palace. This turn is gonna suck. It's fine. Latios gets the high roll, I've decided. Latios gets the high roll, and it's not a bulky Starmie. Easy. And I Earthquake, and they both get crit. Okay, close enough. Focus Band. Into counter. Into the freeze, into the dead whale. Well, I'm definitely staying in to hit the Charizard. I'm gonna Thunderbolt or Ice Beam as a 50-50. Ooh. Thank you, Change Slime, for subscribing. I appreciate that. Bruh, leave me alone. $112. Gloria is a little bit spooky. I do not like water Pokemon. Yes, those are both enemies. Critted. It's Machamp 7. Oh no. And I'm going to be leaving alone for the next turn as well. Well. And I missed the Earthquake. I was saved here by Vaporeon being a high HP Pokemon, because otherwise I would not have been targeting Machamp on that turn with Latios. Okay, nice. I should be getting a free Earthquake off in the back. The complicating factor is Latios using Substitute over Ice Beam or Dragon Claw. Or completely failing its move. Earthquake, Earthquake, Earthquake. Yeah, I'll continue until the streak dies. The power of speed up. This is my... How many battles have I done today? Like, almost 300? The Parasol Lady Weather Wars have begun. I'm happy to stay here all night if it means a massive world record. I don't like Moltres. So... Moltres 1 and 2 hits Metagross, and 3 and 4 hit Latios. Perfect. It's a pure 50-50 on what Moltres clicks. I think I swap then, because Metagross can be very good against legendary trainers. That's fine. Okay, so it's Moltres 2. Moltres 4 would have gone for Latios because of the way the palace works. So we kill Moltres here, and we're most likely to use Amnesia or Curse, but it's fine. Wow, what am I on? 2. Easy. Latios 2 would have used Earthquake on turn 1, surely. Surely. It must be Latios 1. So... It doesn't matter because I can't swap anyway because of Shadow Tag, but... I think if I could swap, I probably would. Anyway. What's funny about Wobbuffet is it can actually be Wobbuffet 1. Very rare tier 2 Pokemon that can appear. This is not good AI. So it tried to Psychic Snorlax, but it gets redirected into lower HP target because it's a modest nature. Latios 1. It's just the way the palace works. It's like a weird palace doubles redirection bug. I don't know how to describe it. It's just strange. Okay, more fun. So I'm more likely to be targeting Flygon. They're obviously both base 80 HP, but several Latios sets run bulk. I think I stay. I don't think the Earthquake is too consequential unless it crits. And I am more likely to kill Flygon than Latios. Perfect. That's just awful. Okay, but that's incredibly weak. Incredibly weak Earthquake. Latios. Okay. I'm suffering here. That was an important kill. And return. Amazing. Flygon can't use Earthquake now because of Kingdra not being Levitate. Okay. Ice Beam. Or Dragon Claw. So Tauros 4 is docile. Crap. That's the random one. Oh well. What is Sassy? Sassy is less HP, so Slowbro is going to Psychic or Ice Beam my Latios. I think I swap. No, I say in. There's no way they both target Latios with the good move, right? Rock Tomb is a waste of time. Crap. Freaking Bright Powder from Tauros, and then a crit. Oh yeah, we're in trouble now. This is going to be close. And it's choking. We are trying to Shadow Ball the Slowbro, but it's getting redirected into the lower HP target. Kill it. Kill the Tauros. Okay, but that's going to force Slowbro to Earthquake. Which is not a bad thing. I'm 79, I'm safe. Live. Amazing. That's an amazing rest by Metagross. I would have lost otherwise. I guess if I'd killed Claydol, that also would have been good. Fuck. Those are ones that are 50-50. I don't want to get hit by a Mega Horn on Snorlax though if I switch. I think I have to stay in. It has to be docile, and has to be Ovi, and has to 50-50 into Metagross. I don't think Rapidash is a real threat, to be honest. It also has to get the roll. Okay, it's attract. Double team. Don't miss. Amazing. So I'm also very unfamiliar with the neutral natures. I'm learning them for the first time today, pretty much. I'm a bit scared of Scizor. But I can't do anything about it. The fact is I'm not going to hit it. Crap, please. Okay, that's very lucky. That's very, very lucky. The crash damage matters to make it sure it's not a roll with the Shadow Ball. And Scarm in the back. Silverwind. Don't. Fuck. I'm never switching. So I don't think it even matters if it's Scizor 2 or 4. Because it's never going to change what I do. Crap, it's 4. It's 4. Because Scizor 2 is lower in HP than Skarmory. Fuck. Thank you, Snorlax. Okay. It shouldn't have enough PP to win from here with only Silverwind. Well, if it perfectly sourced answers, it can. No. Perfect. Okay. I've won. It's Jackson? No, it's Logan. Studying for school. Quag 4. There's quite a high chance of Quagsire using Ice Beam, but I think it's worth the damage trade. And anyway, I'm always quite likely to use Substitute on turn 1. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we've exited Brain Rot. We're now actually thinking about this. No, dude. Go away. I think I have to swap. On the other hand, the Adamant one's gonna go after Metagross. I hate this so much. Am I overly focused on the quiet and modest Regice threat? Like, Latios can stay in, it's Latios. And there's quite a good chance that Regice is higher, right? It's only Scizor 4 has more HP than Regice 5, but that's it. Everything else is Regice focusing. And I need the chip damage for Meteor Mash to guarantee the kill. Regice 5 would be really bad, admittedly. No, we stay in. That's really good. Rest is really bad. Source Answer is horrendous. Thunder Wave, okay. Please. We hit Scizor, okay. Okay. Credit. It's definitely Scizor 2. Surely it wouldn't Quick Claw me. No, what is that? Substitute Rest again. Okay. Be gone, Scizor. Scizor, go away. Scizor, just go away. I can't swap out of Heracross and Scizor. The Earthquake crit on Scizor. It's Scizor free. We took 96 damage. It's definitely not Heracross 2. Okay, so Heracross is guaranteed to go for the Mega Horn, and I do faint to it. Latios is going to Dragon Claw, most likely. Okay. What sucks about this is that Scizor is also going to attack Metagross if I switch. I mean, Heracross 4 is adamant. There's a very good chance it chokes the damage. I think I stay in. Yeah, I stay in. Endure. Okay, I'll accept that. Rest is also fine. So is, I mean, the crit is whatever. Okay, Heracross is not using Endure this turn, obviously. Incapable of power. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. Scizor 3 is careful, but it should be in Thunderbolt range. What is that HP? No, no, dude, no, leave me alone. Do I switch? This is a very big decision. Because Metagross can 1v1 Heracross later. It's not Blaziken free because of the item clause on Salackberry. I've got a horrible feeling about this. No! Latios, why did you waste that? Why did you waste that opportunity? Don't reversal, don't reverse. Earthquake. Oh my god, what a massive throw that is. The Insider Agent Heracross. So that is because it did that because the AI does not see Latios as being immune to Earthquake on the damage roll step. Even then, I think it probably must have been a random move, right? The AI is blind to Levitate, though. But it's like -10. It's like -10 from being next to a fire type, right? It's not happening. Wilson, set 4. Mirrorcoat Swampert. Do I swap out of that? That might be a smart thing to do. I don't know what support means. I always refer to them as who gets targeted. There's self-targeting status and enemy targeting status. Don't freeze me. Amazing. Well, that's what Bulbapedia calls enemy targeting. I think I think it's just unnecessarily confusing. They're both going to go for Jolteon. I wonder if I actually swap. Because obviously Earthquake is massively likely. But I don't want to put Latios into an Ice Beam. I'm actually glad I fainted there. Because the biggest threat to Snorlax fainting was Metagross killing it. I don't actually remember who Toby... Toby is set free, okay. I could definitely swap here. I think it makes a huge amount of sense. It's going to be Bite and Ice Beam. Very likely. Okay. Nice Bite. And nice Ice Beam. Wow, it is Latios slower. But that's not a bad thing. After the setup. Buzzer. Raymond is Mr. Thunderwave, so this has to be the Thunderwave. Sets on all of his Pokemon. So Electabuzz 1 is not a big problem, but what is Relaxed out of interest? Greater HP, okay. So Electabuzz 1 is going to Thunderwave or Thunderbolt Metagross. I might want to switch out of that. And then Starmie is going to be Starmie 1 or 6. Calm, what is Calm? Okay, so Starmie is also random. I think I go... Actually, let's just kill them, right? Let's just kill them. Let's kill them. Recover, Classic. We're quite likely to get Wild Record at this point. It's not guaranteed, of course. I can think all I want about counter, but I'm always going to stay in, right? It's too important to hit them. Both of them. It doesn't matter which one's the lower HP. Okay, Swampert is lower. And we rest. Goodbye, Lumberry. And Rock Slide, Rock Slide, Rock Slide, Rock Slide. Hyper Beam. Okay. Set 4. I think wasting Latios' move is fine, particularly when it's quite likely to use Substitute anyway. Goodbye, Lumberry. Good. And Earthquake, 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 Earthquake. It's a little bit spooky that Salamence is sitting there. So Salamence is actually higher HP. So we're almost certainly using Ice Beam on Milo here, which is not good. It's going to be Ice Beam and Earthquake on Milo. Can't do anything about it, though. Perfect, and now kill it. Phew. It has to be a tracked on Quagsire, but it can be any Ursaring, I think. Let me double check that. No, it's guaranteed to be choice band Ursaring. Okay. Which is gonna Mega Kick Metagross. Okay. Honestly, that's acceptable. We Earthquake Jinx? Yes, okay. Huge. Kind of wanted Substitute, to be honest. Hit through, hit through, hit through, hit through, hit through. That's probably GG. Yeah, that's GG. Set 2, okay. Umbreon 2, Aero 2. So Aero 2 is going to Hyper Beam Metagross. Doesn't really matter what Umbreon 2 does. You Earthquake. Pretty sure that's random. Still, it should be dead unless I substitute. Oh no. Okay, good. That was a more important turn. Yeah, set 1, 2. But Jinx ignores it, right? Okay. I'm swapping. Jinx was... Okay. It's unfortunate. Slowking is quite likely to T-Wave Metagross now. Because the highest HP enemy has swapped from its perspective. Okay. Please, Snorlax. Unfortunately, Jinx is quite likely to survive. Ooh. Have to try and kill Slowking here. Okay. Snorlax is quite likely to be dead. Crud. So again, it's Hardy. It's Hardy. Charizard 4. And then Typhlosion 2 and 4. Can I afford to switch? That's good. That's bad. Okay, it must be Typhlosion free. Could be dangerous. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible time to not do an attack, Latios. Oh my god, it's in Torrent, obviously. Please don't crit me. Oh no, it's not stopping. I have to stay in. It's too important to do damage. That's a quick claw rock slide, obviously. Oh my god. Quick claw rock slide flinch. It's quite likely to be 5. 2 was quite likely to use counter if it rolled a damaging move. So Latias hit me with Dragon Claw. There's no point thinking about this anymore, though, is there? I can't influence anything. I think I'll be fine as long as I Meteor Mash this turn. That's Latias 1, isn't it? Went for the lower HP target, which makes it modest. Double team, Rest, Foresight, Dusclops. It's a really horrible team, unfortunately. That sucks. That really sucks. It's probably the correct move, but I need this to be Alakazam 1. Okay, I don't want to wait for the crit here, please. Is obviously Alakazam lower. Kill the Alakazam. There's the crit. Oh, it's all so predictable, isn't it? It's a pretty good streak, though. It's all so predictable. If we'd used Rest on the previous turn, we'd have been crit immune as well. There's no way. There's no way it was Latias 6. Quick crash out. God, it's crazy how lucky some of the records are. It's just crazy. I've played so much of factory doubles offline. I think. Well, I'm not going to talk about it. The other records. It is what it is. Anyway, I'll be live